Emmys in the last year. Exactly a year ago, another Blue Peter Badge winner launched our Oscars Orchestra competition.
Hollywood star and virtuoso pianist Dudley Moore won his badge when he came to the studio to ask Blue Peter viewers to create a character for the CBBC cartoon. Dud is the voice of Oscar, and more than 28,000 BP viewers took up the challenge to create a new character to join Oscar and friends.
The final winner was the wonderful Ken the Keyboard, created by Tim Wall.
But it's a long journey from painting to full-blown animation. In fact, it's taken a year for Ken to make it to the telly.
But on Tuesday's episode of Oscar's Orchestra, Ken will finally make his debut. Ken's creator, Tim Wall, was on hand behind the scenes when I went to see how it was done. With musical instruments that can talk, supercomputers and time travel, Oscar's Orchestra is a futuristic delight. But it all comes to life here, in this rather ordinary old-school building in London.
No! It can't all end like this!
Music has been banned by the evil dictator Thaddeus Vent. Fighting Thaddeus all the way is a group of musical instruments led by a courageous piano called Oscar. Their aim is to bring music back to the world. The director of animation is Tony Collingwood. You were one of the judges in our competition. Why was Ken good enough to win the overall prize?
Ken stood out from the rest. It was the only computerized keyboard, and the idea of one character being able to play, well, not only any instrument, but all the instruments together as an orchestra on two legs, it was too good a chance to miss.
Now, this is the original picture by Tim Wall. It's not quite the same as the one you've got on the drawing boards there. Why?
The drawing Tim gave us was a front-on view, so we understood exactly what he looked like from the front. But then as animators, we had to find out, what does he look like from the side? What does he look like in three-quarter view, or even from behind? At the moment, we have the original drawing of Ken with an awful lot of keys, and we had to trim that down. Yeah. We had to trim down the amount of technical bits and pieces on his side. Basically, what we're trying to do is create a character that is easier to animate.
It's absolutely amazing he's taken shape in front of my very eyes. OK, you've drawn the outline of Ken. What's next?
After the outline comes the colour.
Colour, can I help you with that?
You can try.
Each second of Oscar's Orchestra is made up of 12 paintings called cells. When shown one after the other, Ken comes to life.
Better turn the cell over, because we always paint on the back.
With over 15,000 cells needed for each episode, I was glad to lend a hand.
Don't go over the lines.
Well, this is quite time-consuming. I would have thought you would have used computers to do this.
In a way, you have a choice now. You can either use paint, computers. There are so many different ways of making films. Right now, with Oscar's Orchestra, we're using paint.
Ta-da! The finished Ken the Keyboard. What do you think, Tony?
That is amazing. You took 15 seconds. I can't believe it.
When I put my mind to it, I put my mind to it. Now we know what Ken the Keyboard looks like in the cartoon. How do I know what he's going to sound like?
If you want to know what he sounds like, I suggest you have a look through that door over there.
OK. Cheers, Tony. See you in a bit.
OK. What a mess.
Just explain how it works.
You switch it on here, you see.
You mean I know this one?
No, don't touch that.
Hi, guys. My name's Tim.
Stop sneaking up on me like that! Don't you realize who I am? Hmm? I am Thaddeus Vent.
But I thought
Don't interrupt, young man. Don't they teach you any manners on that Blue Peter program? And about that theme music of yours? Yeah! I hate music! Yeah.
My time machine.
Before the characters can be animated, their voices have to be recorded. Murray Melvin, Sean Barrett and Colin McFarlane are three of the actors behind the voices.
Try music.
So what does Ken the Keyboard sound like, Colin?
Something American would be quite nice, because he looks kind of like a bit of a dude. So, but we didn't want it to be too old. So if we tried something like that, you know, it's a little bit heavy, you know. Sounds like Columbo or something. So we want something a little younger, you know. So we're going, OK, New York, but maybe, you know, it's more like that, you know, kind of maybe a little bit higher, you know. Maybe that's a little nasal. But that's kind of the area we want to go.
I hate to tell you guys, but there's more than 50 of these musos named Bach in town. And half of them...
And a chance for me to fulfill an ambition, playing the voice of the time machine.
According to the computer, if we can get Bach fired in the year 1736, he and his family will starve.
Boring, good tooth. Boring!
Really, sire? Music as you know and hate it simply won't happen.
Ah, I don't believe it.
Seeing is believing. This is Bach. He has never been so poor as he is now. If you use my time portal to go back to 1736, you can push him off the deep end.
It's 6 months since I played the voice of Thaddeus's computer. Since then, Tony Collingwood and his team have been busy preparing the current series of Oscar's Orchestra. Today, they're putting the finishing touches to a very special episode with an extraordinary character. None other than Ken the Keyboard, created by Blue Peter competition winner Tim Wall. Tim, congratulations on winning the competition. How do you feel?
Well, I'm really excited.
Well, I've already seen a couple of shots of Ken, and I've got a pretty good idea of how he sounds, but what do you think?
Well, I don't mind what he sounds like, but I just like to see him on the screen.
Well, it's an exciting moment. Get ready, Tim. I'll count you down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the button.
Ken the Keyboard. What's happening?
You must be from New York.
Yo! Got it in one, little brother. And I would have been here faster, only I got toasted by some wicked microwaves. You know what I'm saying?
Hi, Ken. I'm Rebecca. Thanks for coming at such short notice.
Hey, sister. Any enemy of Thaddeus is a friend of mine. I just love computers. I got the knack. Hey, let's start to hack.
Well, that was absolutely fantastic. What do you think of Ken the Keyboard?
Well, I think it was really great, and I can't believe it came from one of my ideas.
And his accent's really good as well, isn't it? Very believable. Tony, what did you think of Ken the Keyboard?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think it's one of the best shows we've done.
So do you think that Tim will ever make it as an artist?
I think he already has made it as an artist.
Praise indeed.
Do you mind? I'm Oscar the Piano, star of stage and screen, not some run-of-the-mill keyboard. And don't think you're fooling anyone. We all know you're miming.
This is the magic of television, Oscar. You should know that because you're a big TV star. But you can't talk unless you're in cartoons. Everybody knows pianos can't talk.
Oh, yeah? And I suppose computers all have silly, low voices?
All right, point taken. I'll leave you to it. See ya.
Where are you going? You can't leave me live on air in front of millions of viewers. I could take over the whole show. Drum roll, please. Hello and welcome to the Blue Oscar Show. My thanks to Tim Vincent, who sadly will no longer be with us on the show. But you can catch him on Tuesdays in a small bit part as the voice of a computer in the cartoon Chew Oscar's Orchestra. How the mighty have fallen.
Yes, thank you very much, Oscar. Katie and Romana, it's over to you.
He's going to take over the whole show if we're not careful.
It's
Oscar.
nice to see Tim be put in his place there by Oscar for once. But now for some real music. You saw them earlier modelling their Blue Peter badges. They had 5 hits from their first album. Singing the last one, Pathway to the Moon, was how they got their Blue Peter badge.